Good morning, Open Heart family, and welcome to the celebration. I'm glad to be here with all of you. Let us just take a deep breath in and out. And namaste. The goddess in me honors, celebrates, and rejoices in the divine within you. So, my talk title today is called This Thing Called Life. And our August theme is an inspired life. I say yes to the divine ideas manifesting in my life now. I say yes to my highest good. And I say yes to this thing called life. I say yes to me. And when I saw that theme, the words this thing called life, got me thinking about that song by His Royal Purpleness, Prince, that begins with, Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. And I thought, get through this thing called life? And it reminded me of a conversation I had about a year ago. I had finished a reading for one of my clients, and it was very positive and empowering. And, you always have to embody and do your work. And she said, I don't know, Manasa, I just think that I'm at the age where I'm just going to have to accept whatever. And, I'm not going to have any love in my life. And, this is my life for me. And I was like, what? Girl, you ain't even 50. What you talking about? I'm like, I didn't meet Gail until I was 50. And we got married when I was 57. And at that time, Judy and George's wedding was coming up. I said, I got some friends getting married in October that are in their 70s. What are you talking about? But why do so many people have this understanding that life is something to be endured? Well, I think Prince puts it this way. Our consciousness is programmed. We see things a certain way from a young age, and we are programmed to keep doing them that way. And then for many of us, we have to get into our adulthood to unlearn those things. Ernest Holmes puts it this way. Practically the whole human race is hypnotized because it thinks what somebody else told it to think. So it is my proposition that as people of faith, that as people of the Spirit, that as people of the one mind, life is for living. And as Master Teacher Jesus said in John 10:10, the thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Not just abundantly, but more abundantly. So what are 3 things that we can do or incorporate into our life to have life more abundantly? Well, the first thing is to upgrade our life mindset. Life is not just something to be endured. It's to be lived in joy, in a fullness without limit. This is from the founder of the Centers for Spiritual Living. And that this miserable life, living a miserable, unhappy life is not a sign of being a spiritual person. It should be considered right to live and enjoy living, to be well, happy, and to express freedom is to be in accord with the divine law and wisdom. And so that's sort of, you're poor, but don't worry. When you get to heaven, you're going to have a mansion and a crown, and you're going to... First of all, you don't even know if all that stuff is true, because those books that talk about that are poetic and lyrical. So, but anyway, you don't have to wait till you die. As Reverend Beckwith says, heaven is a mindset, a state of mind. And so let's get our mind right, that living our life and enjoying our life is exactly what we are meant to do right now. So our second step is to step into the truth of our powerful creativity, that you and I have the power every day to create and live the life of our dreams. Prince says, every day I feel as a blessing from God, and I consider it a new beginning. Yeah, everything is beautiful. And Ernest Holmes puts it this way, and it gives it a little bit a different type of spin, but more challenging. Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. Your life, and this is what when I very first read something by a New Age book by Abraham Hicks, and it said, if your life is messed up, it's your fault because you created it. I put the book down. It took me about probably 6 more months to come back, but I realized that's where the power is If I'm the cause of my life being a wreck, I am and can be the cause of my life being awesome. Excuse my itchy nose. And so that's what we see as people of new thought, that our life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker, right? John told us we're not our thoughts, we are the thinker of our thoughts, and that what we think is being reflected in how we live. And we always have the capacity to think a new thought, to think in a better way. So now, I'm not saying that life's all happy and rainbows and always perfect. Yes, there are gray and rainy days in our lives, figuratively and literally. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow opined, "Be still, sad heart, and cease repining. Behind the clouds is the sun still shining. Thy fate is the common fate of all. Into each life some rain must fall. Some days must be dark and dreary, but his royal purpleness lets us know that there's always a rainbow at the end of every rain." And to remind ourselves that wanting and creating and living a fabulous life, that it's not selfish. I took a class when Gail and I still lived in Long Beach, and it was a class called Receiving Abundance. And one of the exercises was to just write out the most lavish, something like, I got in my Gulfstream and I flew from Memphis to Atlanta, and then I drove in my limousine, or was driven in my limousine to Papado's there. I mean, just big, as I stepped out of my mansion, my family, I was able to send all my children to college. Well, one lady said that she just thought she couldn't bring herself to do the exercise because it's not right. She just couldn't bring it. That was just horrible to want to be lavish and live large and live big. But that's our birthright. That is within us. Does the thing I wish to do express more life, more happiness, more peace to myself, and at the same time harm to no one? If it does, it is right. It is not selfish. The third thing is to be open and receptive to life and life abundantly. You've got to be receptive. The universe is surrounding us with every good thing that we want. So if the good thing that we want looks like a closed door, they say, "Oh, well, what I want's not there." But baby, let me tell you, I had some doors closed in my face this summer, and I'm like, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thanks for slamming the door. Slam it harder, because it opened other doors. We've got to have the understanding to be open and receptive to life and life more abundantly, that you and I are more than we appear to be, that life is greater than we have yet known, and the best is yet to come. You and I are more than we appear to be, and our life is greater than we have known it to be so far, and our best is yet to come. How can we live and open to and create and be more in that mindset of life and life more abundantly? First of all is to upgrade our life mindset. Number two is to step into the truth of our powerful creativity. You and I have the power every day to create the life of our dreams. And then lastly, to be open and receptive to life and life abundantly. I end with this quote by Ernest Holmes: "You are an eternal being, now on the pathway of endless unfoldment. Never less, but always more yourself." Life is not static. It is forever dynamic, forever creating, not something done and finished, but something alive, awake, and aware. There is something within you that sings the song of eternity. Listen to it. Blessings.